I've had a few comments from people asking me, how do I deal with my puppy nipping at me, jumping and nipping and biting at me? Really common problem in pups, say under 7 months old, till they're done teething. If it's not addressed early, it can become a habit that sticks with them until they're even older, and we don't want that. So I'm going to share a few tips about how I would deal with that. Firstly, your puppy's teething and they're exploring with their mouth. It's normal for your dog to put things in their mouth, including you, especially if you have a retriever type. They want everything goes in their mouth. So the first step is trade them. Put something more appropriate in the dog's mouth. Probably heard that. If that doesn't work though, we want to address some other things. There might be some other things going on there. One, is your dog getting enough sleep? 90% of the time, if someone calls me for help with their puppy that's obsessively chewing on them and just won't stop, that puppy is overtired. And if you can imagine an overtired 2-year-old human, they're not fun. An overtired puppy is not fun at all, and you can't reason with them and you can't train them. So make sure your dog's getting enough sleep. And that might mean you use a crate to help them relax. It might mean they have a baby gated area, that's their down space, an X pen. There's lots of options, but make sure your puppy is sleeping a lot. So Jubilee here, when she came home and when Enzo came home, they might be in their crate at night for 8-9 hours through the night, and then have, say, 3 2-hour naps, maybe another hour nap in there somewhere. They need a lot of sleep, and if they don't get that sleep, you're likely going to have behavior problems. Next thing, if they're getting enough sleep, are they getting enough exercise? So exercise, appropriate exercise means hopefully off leash or on a long line, exploring a big field or the forest. Keep it safe for your dog's age. So an 8-week-old puppy should not be going for an hour hike, but they can be out exploring and romping around at their own pace. Hey, Max. And they need that. If they're only doing ball chasing or wrestling with their buddies or only staying in their kitchen and doing zoomies, they're not getting appropriate exercise. There's a difference between adrenaline-filled exercise and the kind of exercise that mentally satisfies them. You see this a lot with herding dogs. People get a border collie or a heeler and they just play chuck it, or they just have their other dog friend wrestle with them non-stop. And we create these adrenaline junkies that don't know how to relax. So there's a difference between burning off some energy with ball and going out and just being a dog, walking around, trotting around. Right, Max? Next, is your dog being mentally stimulated? Are they using their brain enough? Things that you can do to help them use their brain would be trick training, for one, teaching them obedience skills, sit down, stay, shake a paw, roll over, touch their nose to your hand. There's lots of stuff you can teach them, spin in circles. Any tricks you can think of help your dog learn how to learn, and it tires them mentally. If you're not training, there's lots of other things you can give them. So I have food puzzles. Put the food in there. The dog has to figure out. That's Enzo's very first food toy. You can have these little guys. Knock them around. Food falls out. Good boy. These ones are neat. You can stick a cookie or a bully stick or something in there, and the dog has to work to get it out. Those are really great. Apples, Kongs, you can fill these with their meals, and they can sit down and chew it out and try to figure out how to get the food out. All my things. Snuff-a-mat, put a bunch of small treats or their food in there, and they have to work and snuffle around, really good mental work for them. So if you've tried all of those things and it's still not getting better, talk to your vet. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe they have a urinary tract infection. Maybe there's an ear infection. If your puppy isn't feeling well, they're going to be acting out a bunch. So do what you can. Make a note of all the things you're doing and talk to a trainer or talk to your vet. See if there's something you're missing. Have fun. do when the puppy is acting crazy right now? What can you do in the moment to stop the biting? Honestly, not much. You can't train it. So pick up your puppy, put them in their quiet space, whether that's the laundry room, the crate, whatever, but give them something to do. Give them a Kong filled with peanut butter. Give them a bully stick. Your puppy needs help right now learning how to be calm and coming down from that place. There's a meme that went around a while ago that I really like, and it says, remember, your dog isn't giving you a hard time. Your dog is having a hard time.